Hi again, this is Marie from Rebel Media, and I'm sitting here with Johan.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Johan, could you just briefly present yourself?
My name's Johan Williams. I'm the head coach of the Herlev Rebels senior team. I've been here for 3 years in Denmark, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Pleasure is ours. Well, let's talk about the last game. Rebels won over Swans.
Yeah.
19-12.
Yeah.
But we did win.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't good all the way through. What happened there?
Well, I think part of it was our first game of the season. So most teams, when they come out of their first game, are going to be a little bit slow in adjusting to game speed against other opponents. That coupled with a lot of penalties and mental errors gave us a slow start to what we thought was going to be a little bit more productive day in the afternoon. So those things happen and you grow from that.
Yeah, sure. But after you've been out there for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
where do you see your strengths and weaknesses in regards to the season?
I think it's still an evaluation, but I would say our special teams did a great job in the game. Defense did a superlative job also. Offense took a little bit to come along, but they picked it up later in the game, and they actually moved the ball quite well. They just weren't able to convert. They had 324 yards of total offense. So really, in the big picture, it wasn't a bad day. They just never really had the field position throughout the afternoon to really capitalize on that into points.
And what do you think about the Swans? You got surprised by them, or was it exactly how expected that would play you?
Well,
how was it meeting them?
They played a much better game than we expected. We knew they were going to throw the ball a lot, and they kept true to form with that and what we had seen from the film before. They never had a quit in them, which was surprising. We were really pleasantly surprised and also shocked that they played a lot harder than we expected them to, which was good. It was good for the league, and it was a good wake-up call for us to actually focus on what we need to do a little bit more. And we'll grow from that, and I'm sure they're going to grow from that too. And when we face them again later in the year, it should be more of an interesting matchup.
Jamen, jeg skal egentlig bare høre, hvordan du synes spillet gik.
For vores vedkommende, det synes vi kommer her for at spille med dem, og det tror jeg ikke, de var forberedt på det heller. Så jeg synes, det er rigtig fint.
Ja.
Vi er pisse ærlige over, at vi ikke får med.
Hvad sådan generelt består billedet af jeres mål i den her sæson?
Vores mål det er at overleve. Som det ser ud nu, hvis det fortsætter sådan her, så er vores mål at komme i playoff. Men som det er lige nu, så skal vi.
Hvad ser du selv, hvor er jeres styrker og
vores styrker, det er skulle have været vores offense, men det blev lidt til at starte med i kampen. Det kommer godt igen.
Jamen, dags Alexander. Du har jo lige 2 interceptions i dag.
Ja, det var dejligt.
Det var dejligt.
Det var godt at starte sæsonen ud på god manér.
Så du er tilfreds?
Både og. Det har været en lidt ambivalent kamp, for der var også visse fejl, men med interceptionene, ja, der er jeg godt tilfreds.
Du må også lige gå lidt med ind i dybden med, du blev lige smashet på den tidspunkt ved
jeg ved ikke, hvorfor jeg får tanken om, at ham der skal jeg da lige hoppe over. Og da jeg hænger i luften og kan mærke, at han har fat om mig, der tænker jeg, okay, nu går det galt. Og det næste, jeg mærker, det er, at jeg ligger på jorden og har rimelig ondt i hovedet. Så det er en halvdum beslutning, men vi rejste os op igen og kom ind i kampen. Så det var et godt return, så vidt jeg fik at vide. Så det var meget lækkert.
Sådan. Men du har det okay nu?
Jeg har det rigtig godt nu. Vi vandt kampen, og det var det vigtigste. Det var svært. Det var en svær kamp. De spillede sammen godt.
Jeg skulle lige til at spørge, hvad synes du om Swans?
Jamen, jeg synes faktisk, de spiller deres chancer. De spiller deres muligheder. Jeg synes faktisk, de lever ret meget på vores vej. Jeg synes ikke, vi spiller op til vores bedste i dag. Men de holder sig inde i kampen, og det ender med at gøre det spændende. Men vi trækker heldigvis det længste strå, så det er jeg super tilfreds med.
Så er der noget, du gerne vil gøre videre til næste kamp nu her?
Det er der i hvert fald. Vi skal være mere disciplineret og have større fokus på vores opgave og sørge for at gøre vores ting ordentligt. så vi ikke får dem lukket ind i kampen på den måde. Så vi skal bare være klar.
Men held og lykke med det.
Tak skal du have.
Tak for i dag. Hvordan gik deres offense i dag?
Altså, de spiller jo noget quick passing, og det virker rigtig godt mod vores defense. Vi vil gerne iscenesætte vores D-line, som er utrolig stærk med Daniel Mortensen og mig og selvfølgelig Scott. Det får vi ikke rigtig lov til, fordi at de bruger så lidt tid på at komme ind på bolden. Og det er sådan lidt det, som gør udslaget i dag, synes jeg. Men de gør det godt i dag. Desværre så gik de jo ikke fra med en sejr for dem.
Ja, så til næste gang, hvad synes du selv? Hvad kan I gøre bedre, og hvad skal vi måske arbejde lidt med?
Vi skal helt klart have vores offense i gang. Vi skal lave mindre penalties, vi skal lade være med at få spillere ejected, og ellers skal vi gøre det samme, som vi gør i dag.
Men du er tilfreds med defense?
Jeg er tilfreds med defense. Jeg tror, at vi er oppe på 81 defensive snaps i dag, og det er nok lige 20-30 stykker for meget i forhold til hvad der er for en normal kamp. Men tilfreds med defense indsats. Vi skulle ikke have lukket nogen touchdowns ind, synes jeg, men ellers er jeg tilfreds, ja.
Super. Let's move on to this weekend where Rebels are meeting or hosting the Razorbacks.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to focus on in this match? This game?
Focusing with the Razorbacks.
With the Razorbacks, yeah.
They're defending champions, and you have to give their credit due for being the defending champions. They have some great players. John Rock is a new quarterback for them that they brought over from the States. He throws the ball fairly well, and he's a mobile quarterback, so that gives us team some issues with his ability to scramble to make time in the pocket for an open receiver. Linneman is also a great receiver for them, and he's been there for years, so he'll do a lot of great things. And if you shut that down, then they have a great running game with Jeffrey Lewis. Jeffrey Lewis is a guy that can take control of the game and kind of run out the clock and get points when you need him to, and he's a load to handle. On the defensive side of the ball, they'll be led by Alex Polito, who's their third-year defensive end, who was at UConn, and their first-year safety is Desmond Anderson, and both of those guys will help anchor that defense. So the challenge is there for us, and they're going to have some abilities to make plays on both sides of the ball, and we just have to outperform them to be successful in the afternoon.
Good luck with that. Where do you see ahead of Rebels in this season? I mean, there have been some games going on, some matches have been played. Where do you see what are the chances for ahead of Rebels in this season?
Well, I'm a big advocate of taking one game at a time. We're right where we're supposed to be right now. We won our first game. It may have not been the perfect way of what we expected, but we won, and that's that happens, and that's you continue on. This weekend's the Razorbacks, and then we'll go from there. And if things go according to plan of what we look at the big picture, we should have a fairly successful season, and we'll be fairly happy of where we stand at the end of the year. But it takes one game at a time to go from there. So we'll see.
Alright, besides that, let's have a look at the upcoming games this weekend.
Okay.
Tigers hosting Towers Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? Who should we watch out for in these two?
Well, both teams are similar offenses. They both feature a lot of two-back sets, and so you'll probably see Casper and Marco. Well, Casper for the Towers, who was last year's MVP for the league, and Marco, who's coming off an injury from last year, featured for both teams running the ball. So you should see a lot of that. Also, John Matthews, who's the Tigers' H-back, will also probably get a lot of carries, either running the ball some, or he'll actually catch the ball, I would imagine, somewhere. So those are probably the guys I would look at in the ground game. In the passing game, JR has a big arm, so he'll want to probably connect downfield with a couple of his receivers. And Matthias for the Tigers will probably try to go to Glicks or John Matthews again. So it could be potentially a pretty interesting game. Those teams match up fairly well with each other. So it's just a question who gets out to a better start at the beginning of the game. It should be interesting.
Well, actually, at the same time, another game is happening, and that is like Hurricanes hosting the Gold Diggers. As well Saturday at 2:00. Yeah, what about that one?
Well, that game is a game of teams in two different directions right now. The Hurricanes are trying to build on their first year moving up to the NL last year, so they're going to have some issues coming against a team that's been in the finals the last few years. With the addition of Zach Shaw after the retirement at Chimedine at the quarterback position, they haven't really missed a beat because they still have their primary weapons that they can go for on offense, which is Soren and Jonas Bo. Both those guys really propel that offense and getting down the field. And defensively, they're still pretty much intact with Linsu as the safety and Fangskol as the linebacker. Those guys are kind of the heart and soul of the defense. So they haven't really changed very much in what they present on the field. And since they're a really solid team, it probably could be a long day for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, so as you can see, an interesting weekend is coming up. Stay tuned, and we see each other next week.